Dr. Lamar, welcome back to Keel. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, my Keel friends. How are you today on this rainy morning?
Good.
I am more than a little intimidated, and I'll tell you why. Because right now, in the room with me and on the phone with me are two major award winners. Erin at her end of the table, Gopher-shaped table, a Gracie Award winner, top female talk show host in America, medium market, and also on the phone line, Dr. T.L. Goree, Caddo Parish School Superintendent, awarded the top school superintendent prize in the state of Louisiana. Tell us about that. How did you find out? How does it make you feel?
Well, I tell you, first off, a major congratulations to my friend Erin. Good job, Erin.
Thank you very much.
You there, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had an opportunity to be awarded Superintendent of the Year last November and represent the state through this November. And I tell people all the time when the honor is so much more about the incredible work of the children, the teachers, and the amazing staff that I work with every day. So I look at this award. I'm sure Erin will be the same with you, Robert. It's really about the teamwork that makes the dream work. So,
no, it's all about me. It's all about me.
She would have won a lot sooner. So the big question is, Erin bought new shoes. Did you buy new shoes for the ceremony today also?
I tell you, I did not buy new shoes. I got a new suit, though.
There you go.
I wore recycled shoes, though, but I did get a new suit out of the deal.
School board passed the budget. Tell us some of the high points and low points today.
Oh my goodness! I tell you, whenever you're looking at budgets, I tell people when you're doing the budget work, and whether it's your home or a business, it's anything that you have to take out is bad because you generally need things that you just don't have enough money to buy everything you need. So the budget process went incredibly smooth for our school district this year. We did have an opportunity to approve a budget that protected the amazing equitable opportunities in our district, such as incentive pay for some of our most challenging schools. We were able to protect all of the Tier 1 curriculums and supports that we have in place. Now, I think when you're looking at budgets and budgetary situations that we have in our state, there were some things that had to go by the wayside, but we'll certainly be in as we work through this budget, we'll do everything we can to make sure that nothing is going to affect us giving children the very best opportunities possible.
What had to go by the wayside?
I think when you look at a lot of our contracts, for example, we have a wonderful partnership that we've done with Discovery around iLearn. We did not continue that contract this year, and that's one academic thing that was cut out of the budget. But what we did do was we've been in the contract for right at 3 years, so we felt we were at a point where we had learned enough so that we could continue that work even outside of that external support. And when you make these decisions about budget, those are the type things that you look at. What work can you continue if you don't have that external support? And we know that there are some incredible external supports out there for educators today, but you have to be very selective because, quite frankly, the dollars don't go very far. One thing that I'm really excited about, though, is that we had removed sabbatical leaves, our study sabbaticals, from our budget. And this is the opportunities where teachers can, or anyone can, take a period of time away from their job to go and better themselves professionally from an academic perspective and still receive 65% of their pay. That was removed out of the budget, but because the state did show an increase in our MFP, we will receive an additional $1.3 million. So we were able to look at that additional revenue and make those equitable decisions around what would be best for the district. So excited that we did see funding for sabbatical leaves go back in there.
And that can be used for education or maybe life change, having a baby, those kinds of things, correct?
No, it's not really for life-changing experiences. This sabbaticals, the educational sabbaticals that we're describing, you do have to take a certain amount of college hours. So you do have to go to school and better yourselves. Now, can you do that while you're having a baby? Sure.
Sure.
And I think that's actually happened before. But again, our goal here is really how can you better yourself professionally so that you can be the very best person in front of the kids.
There was a bit of a controversy not too long ago about the funding of school crossing guards. The amount that was allocated by the school board was, I think it was just, $12,500 again, same amount as last year. but you're going to come up short because Shreveport has sort of cut that from their budget. Is there a compromise? What's the plan on your side of that table?
You know, what I'll tell you is that I've had the opportunity to talk to Mayor Perkins. I actually talked to him this morning, and the mayor and I are planning to meet about this on July 8th. But I think even prior to the meeting with Mayor Perkins, our people are meeting. My director of security, Roy Murray, is meeting with the sergeant in charge of this division with the police department. And, of course, even with budgets, you have to make sure that you're as efficient as possible. So our first step is to really make sure that looking at where crossing guards are placed, making sure that what are the number of crossing guards that we actually need, and making sure that we're operating as efficiently as possible.
So some of them could be cut out? Some of them could be cut out?
Oh, well, that's what they're looking from the efficiency perspective. That's what they're looking at. There's been some conversation around, like, one example of that, Aaron, would be that there is an example in the parish where a school has been closed and a crossing guard may have been left at a main fairway where we're providing more transportation now. So that spot may be deemed to be one that's not needed anymore. So those are some of the efficiencies that staff will work with the city on before Mayor Perkins and I meet to decide. But one thing that I will tell you is that we have and will continue to be committed to do everything we can to support the city in making sure that we provide safe opportunities for children, and certainly helping with the communication of whatever the final decision is by the city.
Part of the state budget, part of the just signed state budget was $1,000 a year salary increase for teachers. You break that down, that's $20 a week. What are the teachers saying about such a stupendous pay increase?
Well, I tell you, Robert, be nice. Anything is better than nothing.
You bet.
And we do see this $1,000 as a beginning of a process. And I think that, several of our local elected officials and our state elected officials have spoken to this being just the beginning of those increases. But we're really excited that, Robert, what we did in Caddo was we offered our teachers 3 options because, the first option would be to take the money and just take that $1,000 divided by 12 and, put that money. It will be about $83 in each check. But we wanted to give our people some different options. The second option we offered was to put all of that money with the Christmas incentives. And for the last few years, Caddo teachers have received employees have received an additional $500 in December. So the thought was, let's put that $1,000 with that, and now that means in November, before you go out for Thanksgiving, you'll get $1,500. And the third option was to receive $500 at the beginning of the year. So come back to monies, and many of our teachers speak of all the costs associated with starting school. So give them $500 there, and put the other $5 on the Christmas incentive. So make that instead of $500, $1,000. And our staff did vote to do the check in the beginning and increase the check at Christmas. So we're working now with payroll to make that a reality. So we're excited, though, and thank the state and all of our elected officials for their commitment and support of public education by providing that additional revenue.